Well, welcome to the Totally Awesome Fishing Show. We are down here on a jungle river, isn't it, Mike?
Yeah, it is overgrown, yeah.
It's almost like a miniature Amazon. And we're at the top end of the fishery here. Just going to go up there and see if we can push our way through, because apparently nobody's fished up there for years. We're told years. But as you can see, turn the camera around, it is trees in the water. It looks like the sort of place we're going to find maybe perch, get some small perch there. Might be a chance for pike, might be a chance for chub, who knows, it's really overgrown. And of course you get all that snags, each of those snags falling in the water is a sort of risk to us, isn't it? But yeah, it's a feature.
Fish holding areas, yeah.
It's a feature. So you're going with what?
Just a drop shot, standard drop shot setup. Little, I think it's 8 gram weight. 8 gram drop shot rate, small, don't know what size drop shot hook.
Yeah.
And the fish action shad, attractor shad.
Yeah, that's DS. 3 inch, that's a 3 inch one, isn't it?
That's a 3 inch one, yeah, and then just some braid. With a fluoro leader,
yeah, and
just a light setup, really.
Yeah, yeah. I've got a little mini spin. I'm going to show you in a minute, guys. I've got a beetle spin, which should work and hopefully keep me off any weed or snags. I don't think with these that there's. I'm going to move around like this so you can see where we are. I don't think there's going to be a lot of weed here because there's so much overgrown tree and vegetation. There's not going to be much light getting through the water, so I'm hoping it'll be weed clear, but it's certainly not going to be clear of snags, so we're going to have to fish it very carefully. Interesting to see if we can get through up there and find a place to fish. There's barely any walk marks through here. You can see here, look, all the nettles are overgrown. Totally overgrown all the way through here. There's a very, very big willow tree there. Look at the size of that willow tree. Absolutely enormous. Shedding all the leaves now. And what we were talking about earlier about split trees in the drought, Mike, look, you can see there. Yeah. Now, I don't understand that, because that's a willow, and willows thrive on water, and you can't say there's not water here, it's on the edge of a river. So why is it dehydrating and cracking them all? It's theory time in the jungle. Footpaths, well, non-existent, but if we can sort of follow the edge of the river. There's a pool there, Mike. If you want to try this pool here, yep. Just don't go in the river. Leave your net. Just test with the pole. Anybody who does this type of fishing, jungle fishing, don't just assume the bank's there because there's vegetation. Look, just as a safety factor, you can see what they are. There's nothingness. So what's happening is all this vegetation is growing out there. Don't stand on that. That's the water. Anywhere that pool might fish is slow. I'm going to go up there a little bit farther. Yep. So use the pole about there, otherwise you will be in. I'll see if I can find a gap up here. Not sure if I can get in up here. This is what you call true exploratory fishing. Now, let's just have a poke around here for a second. What I'm going to do, get my landing net and just push some of this. This is all Himalayan balsam, I think. That's all I need is a little bit to flick a lure through. There we go. I'm going to extend that net. And I'm going to be using, not as quite as refined as Mike. I've got a 1000 size reel, I think that is. That's an Aiko, Nomura Aiko, 1000 size, £10 line on it. I'm calling this lure a beetle spin lure. That's what I'm calling it. It's a spinnerbait, but it's a very small paddle tail shad on it. And I'm going to flick it out there, let it sink, and just bring it back slowly. One thing I didn't do, guys, I didn't check the drag on that one. Yeah, that's okay. Every swim here requires accurate casting and does in fact look very, very fishy. Because the benefit of fishing these sort of places is you don't really know what's in here. So it's your job to know what lure to use, what size to use. You got fish on? Blimey, that didn't take long. So Mike's on. Perch, I guess, yeah?
Perch, yeah.
Oh, good fish, yeah. Oh, I've gone straight up the tree with my magic beetle spin lure, but I'm going to get it back.
Love these fish.
I don't think the wind's done this. It's just very, very dry summer. And I don't understand why it's happening. I've noticed more and more, so it's theory time, why are all our trees splitting and cracking apart? And why is there so much ivy in there? Because in the winter this creates a huge resistance for the wind, and that will blow trees over. It just seems like we're being under attack in the English countryside from vast amounts of ivy. Now this one's split as well. Oh, you know, creatures in there. That one's split, and look at the weird, bit dangerous going under this. Look at the weird fungus here, like a white sort of bracket fungus there. Man, I bet there's some creatures up in there that don't even bear thinking about. Ooh. Another good swim, or good looking swim. Big pool here. Lilies on the inside, a lot slower. Let's give it a few casts here, I think. Wow, I'm out of breath. I've pushed through as far as I can up there. I've had no takes. Mike had that perch early on. I've done about 5 swims. Whew. Hard work, get a bit out of breath. I'm gonna work my way back and see how he's getting on down there. As with a lot of rivers, some of these good swims that really look fishy don't appear to have anything in them. Or I might have the wrong lure. Let's get down and see what Mike's had. So we've got these ones, I think they call teasel. Little spiky ones, all starting to change now. This is what we call the Himalayan balsam. They've got a lovely flower and they've got a seed that explodes when you touch it. There they are. You just barely touch it and it bursts apart. And apparently these are spreading like wildfire. They're actually spreading faster than we can manage them apparently. If I just even shake this, it should explode. You should be able to see the seeds come out. They pop everywhere. A lot of them have already come off. Now, I'm going to try and work my way. I can't stop now. They're all going to pop anyway. People say, oh, don't pop them, you're spreading them. No, they're going to pop anyway. My God, it really is a jungle. It's a jungle out there. This is, look at the height of these. 7 feet tall, I would say. I'm going to have trouble getting through here. I don't think I can get through. I can see what they mean when we were told that nobody's fished up here for years. I can see why. Look at the size of them. I've got the net in front of me because you get spiders, cobwebs. Oh, what a pool. What a pool. I can't get in there fast enough. Wow, that looks a nice spot. A little side pool over the back there. Current on the inside. Mike's re-tackling, he got snagged. It's probably deeper here than it actually looks. It seems like it's a couple of feet, but I think some of it is deeper. Just got to get the right speed to get that blade working and spinning around the lure. Now that looks a perchy spot just down there. Just down the edge of the current. I had a hell of a bang just now. Oh, he's not a bad one.
That's a good size. Almost brown in colour, that one.
That is a brown colour one.
I wonder if he's the colour of the murky water over there.
And that was, oh, he's got his fin up as well, look at that. Lovely with those red fins on the bottom there. He's got his fin up as well. Let's get him unhooked. He just nipped at that back end of that shad. And of course I know why I caught that fish, guys, because I took the jacket off, I was so hot. That reveals the new Totally Awesome Fishing sweatshirt, and they can't refuse it. We'll find out right now.
You're saying it's a good luck one?
Yeah.
Could it be as lucky as the hat?
Well, the hat's pretty lucky, I have to say. I think you're right, I think they're down deep and it's very, very slow. I have had a few bangs and bumps and follows.
Right off the bottom on the drop shot. So I reckon it's this cold spell.
Sure as eggs are eggs, this lure is going to be on a one-way ticket shortly.
It's been doing well.
You just got to get that spinner blade going at the right amount of revolutions. You could almost be doing with spinning slower. Just so you know, guys, there it is. A strange looking creature, but the perch love them.
Another perch, people, on the drop shot. Similar size. He gulps that. Gulp that down. That's the old attractor shad again, Dad. DS.
Same one?
Same one.
Sort of bluey colour line?
Yeah, my favourite colour, that one, 3 inches. Might be a shoal here. You said you got to follow?
I had to follow this one.
Yeah.
Bump a worm along and then take it. Guy's got a small pike on. He might ping off. He's taken that spinner bait. Only a small one. He's only a wee chappy, but in fact, how lucky is that? He's just fallen off the lure. Now the thing is, when you get a pike like this and you're on drop shot gear, or you're like I am, just a tiny little lure, always check it in case you've got any rubs or marks up on the trace. I'll put this one back with the net. Oh. Let's just get him back. Go on. Yeah, just make a point of checking here. Because I'm just on straight mono, and you'll feel along there if there's any teeth marks or anything. No, that's fine. Because obviously I'm not pike fishing, I've got perch in mind. But there's no reason why. In fact, to open up a bit, that hook. I think that was on a snag. I'm going to close that with the forceps a bit. Some of these jig heads have very, let's close that up, very, very soft hooks. Actually, thinking about that, if I've opened that up, putting on a snag, there might be every reason why I've been bumping a few perch off, thinking about it. It's a weird little lure, isn't it, that one? Put it out there, funny little lure, but it works. I'm going to try that area again, over by that fallen tree just there. I think there's a lot of weed here, and they just come up out of the weed and grab it. Also, just over there, you might be able to see in that dark shadow area, there's some weed, and it's hanging like this, so the root is up there and it's trailing down a bit of streaming weed. I'm going to go across the back of that there, because sometimes a pike will lay behind that piece of weed and just shoot out and grab something. A little bit more current here in the main river, and consequently that spinning blade is working quite well. Don't think you'll see it down here, but it's working pretty well. So I cast down that. I'm amazed actually the chub hasn't taken it, because there must be chub in this river. Come on, Mr. Fish. I don't want to lose it in any of this weed. Just give it a second or two to sink. I watch the bow in the line there, that's on the bottom. Just give it one chew to get it off the bottom and get that blade spinning. Occasionally just quiver the rod top. Trying to add a bit of extra action. Trying to make it as though the lure's just darting a little bit. Guys, got a decent pike on this time. Right in the sunshine. I just lost one just now. Hopefully the camera's still going. Oh yes, a bit more like it. Bit more like he's just hooked on the edge. He could come off at any moment. Take my time with him. No net, as usual, no net. He's down there. I literally lost one, the cast before. Get in there, yes. That's a bit better. That's a bit better, people. Well, that's a bonus on a perch lure. Just nicked, just nicked. Look where it's hooked, people. Just look where it's hooked. It's hanging there. It's out, fell out. Wow. Oh look, it's not a monstrous pike. Of course, let's turn it around there so you can see it. It's not a monstrous pike, it's a nice pike. Lovely markings, you can see all that in the tail there against that blue sky. All the teeth he's got in there. Nice looking fish. Wow. I'm telling you, on drop shot gear, I was lucky to get it out. Well pleased with that. Just goes to show you, don't give up, never give up. Keep casting, keep casting, keep casting. I don't think this was the pike I lost just now. There's another pike at the back of this weed bed. Let's get this one back. There we go. Gone, straight under that weed mat. There we go, guys, another little perch. You see pretty colours on that one. Nice size. They obviously can grow a lot bigger in here as well. You never know what's around the corner. Especially swims like this where it's overhanging in the background like that. You can see there's always a chance of something. Well, you can look here as I'm walking through, guys, a lot of, are they crab apples or are they immature ordinary apples? And just look at the monumental size of this massive oak tree. Split and crashed over. It weighs, God, 100 tons. It must be 500 years old. I'm going to go up close, hope it doesn't fall on me. It is absolutely huge. Got the bracket fungus there as well. Lovely, you know. Almost like cardboard. When I tap that and the lot falls down on me. And a different weird fungus under there. Can you see that? Like a sort of white fungus there. And when that comes down, my goodness me, I don't want to be under it. That has to be close to 6 feet across at the base. And I would think some hundreds of years old. I wonder how a tree that old should suddenly split. And you can see the ivy's taken straight over. Well, we haven't set the world alight with the fish yet, but we have got some place caught by my fair hand the other day. 2 days old, in fact, but It should be pretty good, and we put a little bit of curry powder with it as well. We've got some boiled potatoes, but to save on the gas I actually bought a small flask of hot water so it heats up quickly, and just in case you run out of gas. Cook the potatoes first if you only have one saucepan, because they're going to stay hot in the hot water, and then cook the fish after that. So at the moment, half time, cheers.
Cheers.
We'll see if we can't catch a few more fish.
That's nice.
That is alright, isn't it? Yeah, it's good. Little tip here is I've moved to another water. It's late afternoon. You can see all the autumn leaves are on the water. They're not really changed up here, but they've dried for the hot summer. I've noticed when you're on a stretch like this, a lot of shade, they're not always there. They're little lay in these warmer sunny spots. And because of the leaves, what I like to do is just sort of jig and pop it on the top. Because with a constant retrieve, I tend to get the leaves quite a lot, whereas this way, just jigging it, I can keep it up near the surface, right? Always be prepared for a take down here. Wait till you absolutely see the lure and just keep it jigging right up till the last minute for perch or pike. Lift it out. If you wind constantly, your line will tend to pick up. I'll just show you. 4 people coming, it's got with a chainsaw. If I normally I'd be just winding nice and level, smooth and level. I can see leaves are dragging on there now. I'm just going to wind this in really slowly. That's what happens. Look, see? That's it. No fish, no nothing. Whereas if I just cast it out and tend to jig it, the line will, of course you get the odd leaf, you do, but it does tend just to break through the leaf surface a little bit. And also, if I'm working it through the sunny spots, there might be a chance of the odd little roe perch or something there. So rather than go 1, 2, 3, what I like to do is I've cast up there, right? I want to make a cast down there, so that any pike laying there or perch, you know, adjusting that first lure, because I always think a lot of the time that first lure going through the swim is the one that might get you the take. So rather than just keep casting to the same spot, and then obviously the fish wises up, because don't forget it's a lure, it's not a bait, it doesn't look natural. You've got to get that first instinct striker. Rather than cast her again, I'm going to cast the opposite direction or out the middle. That way that's rested for the, say, 3 or 4 minutes that I'm actually fishing this out. While I'm fishing this out, that swim down this end is getting rested. You can still cover all the ground, still work it, and don't lift it out right till the last minute, especially in the margins like this, even with small perch and pike. See, now that's rested there. I'm going to go across to the middle. That's in the weed. Going to go out across to the middle. That's a new area. If there's a pike there, he might grab it, he might not. Now that one's had a good rest, hasn't it? If there is a pike, they're not saying there is, but if there is a pike there. So if I want to cast that direction, he's had, let's say, 3 or 4 minutes of rest, and he therefore might hit it again, or just get that one take out of him. I think with a lure, if you put it in front of their face too many times, they see it's a lure, they won't take it. With a bait, you can sort of afford to keep it in the same spot. And of course there's branches and that in the water here, you might lose your lure. Don't forget to go down the edge of the banks. Very often, especially in late afternoon like this, a pike will lay right up in the edge there. Just jerk it through the surface leaves, and just wait till you see it flashing on the surface like this. The lure, there's the lure. Very often something will come out of nowhere. So the benefit of this is casting alongside any weed beds. Wow, that's glary, that low sun. Is look, I just pop it, and I can almost fish it like a dead bait on the surface, because it also flutters on the downward stroke as well. You might be able to see it close in. I doubt it. I haven't got polarizing glasses on today. I'm just going to pop it down here for you. But you probably saw it when we did the river shots. Even here, I can sort of bunny hop it along there. Don't know if you guys are going to see this down there. Just there. I can bunny hop it, and that blade, that spinner blade works, and the tail. So you can fish it very, very slow by keeping your rod high. like this. Don't let it sink much. I want to get in between, jerk it around the leaves, try and get the line to go through a gap in the leaves if you can. Jesus Christ, I'm on. Oh, nice fish. Nice fish. Bunny hopping, please don't come off. He's got me in the weed. He's gone. That was a nice pike. That was a nice pike. Wow. At least you guys saw the bunny hopping this spinnerbait across the surface. And I must have put 20 casts across here, just working it. Luckily I haven't lost this one yet. That was a nice pike. But there you go, you can't win them all. But guys, hopefully, unlikely to take again, but sometimes you do get 2 pike in the same swim. And you can see I'm just on the edge of the sun there. It's also late afternoon, which is when you'd expect to get most surface activity, and therefore with the small fish near the surface, the predator should be there as well. That was a shame losing that fish. That was about 4 or 5 pounds, I think. On this little LOF rod, that would have given me a good scrap. I thought he was well hooked up, he just spat that lure. Got a fish on, I don't know if it's a perch or what it is, on that little spinner blade. Here he comes, here he comes, here he comes. Small pike, small pike. Look at that, that was lucky. Fishing for perch just goes to show you that has got to be one of the deadliest lures known to perch fishermen. Only a baby pike, just like the others, but as you can see, he's definitely nailed that lure there. Bit of weed across the top. I've got to close that. There's a little clip there, it's closed. Got to close that. I'll get this one back. I had actually been seeing some little surface activity amongst the leaves, but the leaves are stopping the lure get down. So there we go, guys. Baby pike, lovely autumn sunshine. Let's get him back down there. Just release him. It's just a bit of fun, isn't it? Look, there he goes. Absolutely camouflage, and he's just laying there. Gone. Big puff of mud. And that lure needs framing. Right, let's move along a bit. Nearly done. Classic place number 2, especially for perch, is down between the bridge arches. My problem being up and down here. Being a weekend, they've had a boat go through here and it's stirred it up. Don't neglect these pilings along the edge here. You know, there's no reason you can't just flick it, drop it down the edge here and pick a perch off. They love laying right by the edge. You can go all the way along that edge, and then what I like to do is go right down the edge there and just work it right along the margins. You've got no idea where those fish are going to be holding up. I lost another couple of pike. I don't know what they were, 3 pounders, but on this LOF rod, give me a good scrap. Mike missed out. It is absolutely a superb evening. I'm looking here up at the sun going down. There is not a breath of wind. Probably should have gone boat fishing today if I'd known it's going to be this good. But there might be a few tips there for you. Don't forget to keep watching Totally Awesome Fishing Show. Hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell. We're trying to get out and give you as many tips as we can. And don't forget Mike's Outdoors, TAOUTDOORS. And look at this, guys. Got the Ranger clothing now, I've got the lucky hat on. So I've done okay. I just came out on this second trip just to, I wanted to show you the spinner blade underwater, what it looks like. And it's still working, cracking little lure. We'll see you next time. Meanwhile, I'm just going to sit back, chill, and take in the last of the sunshine.